Today we're building a badass Pentium 3 workstation. We're putting inside an even more badass rack mount server case. Oh yeah! I have taken out the 4 necessary screws. We shall now remove our top cover to reveal a support bar, which is crazy because this is already thick metal, and we're going to pull out this little drive bay expansion brick thing so we can get the motherboard in and find our drives we're going to install. Of course, to start a build, we're going to have to tear this ghetto ass shit down. Now it's time for a part that I'm going to find pretty challenging. There's only 3 5 1/4 inch bays and only 1 3.5 inch bay. I gotta choose wisely with my drives. I think I'm gonna put the 5 1/4 inch floppy drive in the top, my 1999 DVD-ROM drive, which is the newest thing I really want to have in the system. That's pushing the limit there, and the IDE drive bay on the bottom, because it's pretty cool, it's removable. And 3.5 inch floppy on the side. Gotta have 3.5 inch floppy. This case is almost fully prepped and ready to take on the brunt force that is this dual Pentium 3 1997 made in the USA Supermicro board that has 2 500 MHz Pentium 3s in it and 4 256 MB sticks of PC100, making it have a total of 1 gig of memory for a 1997 system. AGP 2 times, 2 ISA slots that are 16-bit, of course, and I think 5 PCI slots. What more can you ask for the system of the era? I love this board so much. The only real bummer is it can't handle CPUs with a FSB above 100 MHz, which means there's only 2 1 GHz CPUs I can get, and they're pretty rare and very expensive.
Using the power of Google, I've been able to look up my front I/O panel pinout of the motherboard.
This case does not have a built-in PC speaker, and I want the loudest thing I can get. It's probably going to end up being the 8-ohm neodymium, but let's see.
As you can hear, this power supply is a bit annoying, and that cannot stay. Pitch changes a little bit when I power up the computer, and when I shut it off, whether I do it from the motherboard or the power supply, my motherboard makes a different sound shutting off. Power supply's got to go. This case seems to have such a ridiculous amount of room inside it, I can actually get away with putting the old fan back on. I might need to take away this metal grill, but I can put it back where it goes instead of having it rigged back here.
Okay, time to put in the drive bay block. Come on. Come on. What the fuck? It doesn't fit! If this wasn't frustrating enough, I have to have another sacrifice drive bay because there's not much room in the bottom before I hit the RAM and the power connectors. So, the bottom bay has to be something really short, like a zip drive in a 5 1/4 bay, or a floppy drive in a 5 1/4 bay, or a Colorado backup in a 5 1/4 bay, which means I have to lose the 5 1/4 inch floppy drive, or the DVD-ROM drive, and I kind of want them both, or I have to lose the IDE caddy. This is not a decision I wanted to be stuck with. I guess I'm going to remove the floppy drive and put that on a networked computer. Not really ideal, but we'll see. I got the drive bays in. Now to further the video, we're going to install our cards. We're going to start with a Voodoo FX 3000D Voodoo 3 16 MB VGA graphics card, paired up with a Sound Blaster 64. One of the best sound cards I've ever had. I love the Sound Blaster 64. And then we're going to throw in just a random network card that's older than 98, so I don't have to look for drivers.
So I was going to try using this external floppy drive connected up through IBM 5155 floppy controller to try and get remove the need for an extra drive in here.
Let's further complicate the setup and try to cause some IRQ problems by adding unnecessary cards like a capture card. And while we're adding cards, I'm throwing in a SCSI card because I want my fast SCSI drives, and an operating system like Windows 98 could handle something like a 10 GB drive. This might look beautiful, but this doesn't sound beautiful. I gotta do something about this. These cooling fans are way too loud. I need to throttle their speed. And while I'm rigging that up, I'm gonna take the glue gun, get it nice and hot glue that PC speaker to the side of the case.
So I can set my system to have an alarm for when it gets too hot, and I'm going to put a fan controller in here. And by a fan controller, what I really mean is I'm just going to take a variable resistor off this board because I like the nice chrome knobs, and we're going to install it. If I get really crazy, I might even put a voltmeter in here. 2 nuts and some hot glue got us what we need. Now we can install this panel, and it'll be great.
Now we're gonna do some soldering and some shrink wrapping and some cutting and some electric taping. And let's see how this beauty sounds.
I'm starting to have DMA, IRQ, and IO conflicts, so I am now removing extra cards like having dual Ethernet. We're just going to use one Ethernet, and I'm going to add dual Ethernet if I really want to, but I'm going to have to actually manually set some things to not have problems, because I have too much stuff in this computer. Before I was having issues with sound drivers, and I had to go in the device blah 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 and look at the IRQs and see what I had available, combined with the stuff from the Sound Blaster's driver telling me what it was looking for, and then I had to go into the BIOS and actually set that.
Finally, it's just before the turn of millennia. It's 1998, and let's see what good days are!
Shit! Thanks for watching, motherfuckers. This video took 3 weeks to make. I didn't have a lot of free time, so I had a whole bunch of other stuff, so it's not, you know, blah blah blah. But yeah, it still did take 3 weeks to make, so... And the worst part is, there's gonna be a part 2. I'm not satisfied with the setup, and I got these SCSI adapters I want to try. I got a 15,000 RPM drive. It's like 150 gigs I want to install, because I got it for like $10. And I want to have my old 5 1/4 inch floppy drive back. And so, if you like this video, there will be another one. Oh, yeah, and Patreon. I'm starting a Patreon. I don't know if you noticed, but this lens has a nice little scratch on it, and I am saving up money to buy a camera, and I'm hoping that you guys can kind of put that money back in my pocket that I've been taking out for a while. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. And these videos aren't going to be a regular occurrence, so I put this much effort into it. But sometimes it'll happen. And I'm not doing a big speaker blow till I get the new camera. Still probably got a couple weeks on that. Put the money to give me money